when you guys were planning the lesson, how did you think about the learning needs of different students in the classroom? Or how do you think the lesson will affect, different students in the classroom? Students who had trouble with the task and students, who just sort of whipped right through all the questions.
Well, we will be addressing incorrect answers that those students who had trouble with the task. And I hope that they recognize some of their answers and are able to see where the logic doesn't match, and hopefully that helps push them, and they can and help find the where they can be successful and where the correct answers are. And then, do you want to talk about the...
Yeah, because I would say that when we first came at it, the concern was with the children who had not been successful. But in delivering the lesson, we found that it was so exciting for the children that already had answered it. They didn't find it boring at all, because they were looking at it through different lenses and through different perspectives and seeing completely different ways of approaching the problem. And
yeah, I think there's something about the way that you have posed the questions that makes everybody have to rethink whatever they had done originally, and I think that rethinking is doing it. And somewhere it seemed like you were talking about that students were maybe like learning the process of developing a logical argument or a justification.
because we're asking for evidence. We're asking them to show us why they're thinking the way they're thinking. I think one of the things that makes them re-examine it is that they don't have their papers in front of them. Oftentimes we give the papers back and then start discussing them. In this case, they don't have them. We're just looking at the question all together and remembering, you know, how it felt to do this problem, and so they're redoing it without any work in front of them.
Yeah, so I kind of think, like, as I've observed the lesson now a couple of times, kids are sort of like talking their way into understanding, so they may have solved it really fast, but they weren't really sure about why, and this sort of helps to cement or solidify the types of thinking that they do so that they can remember it maybe for future problems.
Yes, I'd say so.